straddle, forward fold, rotations. So let's work through this in stages. So we've got the straddle position, so this wide stance. The forward fold is the folding forwards from that upright position, so folding it from the hips. And then the rotation comes from turning us off to one side. So a few things to look at. So we want the feet to be pointing at 12 o'clock. Okay, we don't want them to be turned out at say 10 to 2 or 5 to 1. We want to have them pointing at 12 o'clock, maybe even a little pigeon-toed for some of us. Just to make sure that they're facing forwards. If we pigeon-toe them a little bit, by the time we've took our mind off them, they're probably going to end up at 12 o'clock. So think about that. What I want to make sure we are doing as we fall forwards is that we have this flat back. So hopefully you can see that there. Yeah. So as I fall forward, I don't want to be rounding and leaving my hips behind, and rounding forwards from my mid back, my upper back, and kind of tucking my hips under. I want to be sending my hips back, flattening out that lower back, and then folding forwards from my hips. Okay? Now, if I do that with a locked out knee, that's about as far as I'm going to get. Now, that's okay. Got relatively strong hamstrings, so that they will cope with hanging me here in this position, but it's quite an intense position to ask the work that's being asked of from the hamstrings to hold me out in this position is quite demanding. So depending on the length of time that you're looking to hold it for, this could become a little bit too much. So what we might do is put a little bend in the knees so that I can reach the floor, still keep my flat back as you can see, and then look to straighten, maintaining the back. So I'm working backwards into that straight leg position, a deeper position in the forward fold. Or I can then simply carry on with the locked legs and use a prop to support me so that I'm not got the whole weight of my upper body in this forward fold position being hung on the hamstrings. So we can bend in this position also, but we can bend and come down to the floor and then work back into that straight leg position, keeping the back flat. Or we can start in the locked leg position, and if we can't reach the floor as a result, prop the hands up, bring the floor closer to us. Yeah, so that's the forward fold aspect. And then for the rotation, all we're going to look to do would apply the same. So if I bend the knees, come to the floor with my hands, I would then open up to the side here. Or if I'm going straight leg version, and I'm going to prop the hands up, I'm going to rotate here. As I rotate, I'm looking to, if I'm turning to the left, I'm trying to show as much of my left side of, my right side of the body to the left as I can. I'm not just throwing the arm up at it and having the majority of my body still facing the floor. Okay, so make sure as you rotate, the rotation is happening through the torso, not just through the arm. And then the same thing would happen to the other side. So there we have straddle, forward fold, rotations.